Alright guys, so welcome to today's first tutorial after a while now. Of course, I've dropped tutorial videos in a past time, but those were connected with the giveaway videos. But I'm happy to announce that we are now starting with the old school tutorials, which I've done 2 years ago, 3 years ago, alright? So, welcome. And today, I would like to, just show you how to create a character customization. I'm gonna create a short mini series on that because this will take up multiple videos, and I'm going to try to cover as much aspects as possible when it comes to a character customization, because you can first of all, do a character customization with normal shirts, so with normal Roblox shirts, but also with 3D shirts, alright, or 3D pants. So there are many variations, and we will try to cover as much as possible within this short mini series, okay? Now, if you're expecting a free model in the description whatsoever, then click off this video and be embarrassed by yourself, because you won't learn anything by just taking the model, alright? The reason why you're failing in your development career is exactly that you are too lazy to watch this whole ass video. Okay, this video is only going to be around 10 minutes. Just watch it and watch the next videos to fully understand how to create this by yourself. All right, this is so much more beneficial to you than just taking this freaking free model and then just just like a brain dead guy. So just stick to this tutorial, my friends. Now let's start off with the visualization actually. So I'm gonna wait. We're going to do it like this. So we are going to have a script right here, okay? And what the script is going to do is that every time when a player joins, okay, we are going to take the camera of that player, and then we are going to focus the camera of that player onto a dummy, and this dummy is going to be the representation of the customization, okay? So what we have to do before we actually start with the scripting is that we have to create a small scene right here. Let's actually do that. So I'm gonna make a black background. So I'm just gonna make something easy right here. So I'm gonna create this black background. So just select everything, make sure cast shadow is disabled. Yeah, let's enable neon actually, and let's create a part which is going to be completely white. There we go. And let's put the dummy right here, which is going to be the representation upon this white thing right here, okay? Now there we go. So take this part, move it up, move it like this so that it stands in front of our dummy right here. Make sure that transparency is set to 1, and call this one camera part. I'm sorry, camera part, come on. There we go, camera part. Make sure that it is anchored, and make sure that, yeah, you can disable can collide if you want, but there is no real point in that, okay? So what we're now going to do is that we have this camera part, okay? And we have our dummy right here, and this dummy is not our character, but this dummy is going to represent our character. And every time when we select a piece of clothing or just customize in general, the changes for that customization will be done on that dummy. So the dummy is also going to represent changes. Okay, now make sure that every other part right here is anchored as well. Yeah, anchor it. Now let's get back to the server handler script. So what is now going to happen is that we have to create a remote event inside of this replicated storage. Let's call this one CE for character editor. And let's create a variable up here. So local remote game get service replicated storage, wait for child, CE. Now, remote, Pyro client, player, apply, CE cam. Now, inside of the storage UI, let's put another local script and let's call this one CE handler. Let's actually call this one CE handler server. Now, so what actually happens is that once a player joins, we receive that player, okay? And then we have this remote event right here. So we have created a variable which refers to it. What happens is that we make a fire client on that remote event, and a fire client always requires the player you're trying to fire client to. In this case, we are fire clienting to the player who has just newly joined. Okay, and we fire client with the task to apply the CE cam. Now, what does that mean? So where did I left off? Can I remember? Yeah, but what this local script is going to do is that it is going to take that fire client. So let's take this remote event right here. So it is going to react to that fire client. So remote, come on, remote on client event. So this on client event happens when you fire client, okay? And this is basically the reaction to this fire client. And what we receive inside of here are a bunch of arguments. In this case, only one, but we will probably have cases where we are going to have multiple arguments. So apply CE cam. All right, there we go. Now, when this apply CE cam happens, so when this is a task, then we want to apply this character editor cam. So what we are going to do then is that we are going to change the camera type to scriptable. That's important. And then we are going to change the camera C-frame to, yeah, let's refer to this cam part. So we are going to change the C-frame to this camera part C-frame. So cam part C-frame. All right, let's play and let's see how this looks like. Okay, didn't work out as expected. Apply CE cam. Okay, there is literally no reason on why this should not work. Right, that's funny. Yeah, it is probably because, where is it? Let's add a wait, okay? Let's wait 2 seconds. And I can promise you that this is going to change everything. As you can see, our character is right here. It literally has changed everything. Okay, so our camera was facing that way, but that is not the way we wanted to face. What happens when I just rotate this? Okay, so I can rotate the camera per script. That will work. I'm pretty sure that it will. But what happens when I rotate it like this? Okay, come on, man. Nah, my character did not really load. Come on. Yeah, there we go. As you can see, this is how it looks like. Now, we still have some issues because, as you can see, I could literally roll a dice to determine when the camera is going to focus and when not. Okay, now it works fine, but it doesn't really work that fine. So what we can do is that we could repeat. No, we could do player character loaded wait. So what this does is that it literally makes the script wait until the character's appearance has loaded, but wait, this does not really work as well. Wait, repeat, wait until player character. Let's see what happens now. All right, this does work. So the problem on why this did not work earlier was that the script, okay, so we had a wait of 2 seconds, and the fact that we have added 2 seconds right there assumed that after 2 seconds the character is fully loaded, the player is fully loaded, and everything can just go on normally, okay? But that assumption is wrong. It is like that in most of the cases, okay? But it is not always like that, and that's the reason why sometimes when we try to test this out, the camera wasn't really focusing because the player just took a little longer to load, and that can be because of my internet, okay? But that's another topic, and that's the reason why we have to really be able to determine when we are ready to apply the CE cam. And my opinion, this happens when the character is fully loaded, okay? And what we're doing right here is that we are repeating this wait until player.character, and player.character is an expression which equals player.character exists, so that the player's character exists, and if it exists then it has fully loaded, okay? That's the assumption I make right here. Okay, with that being said, that's it for the first part, guys. I hope that you have enjoyed it. So leave a like, subscribe, share this video to all of your friends, leave feedback in the comment section, guys, and turn on the notification, and see ya.